Good afternoon and good morning. This is Jamie Hall from Loyalty 360. Welcome you to our ongoing Thought Leadership and Loyalty series. Today we have Tamara Gruzbarg, Senior Director of Customer Analytics and Research at GILT. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
Well, Tamara, being with GILT now for 4 years, I'm sure you've probably seen a lot of growth, a lot of changes, and also you've probably faced a lot of challenges. What are some of the analytical challenges you have faced trying to boost engagement and grow that overall customer base?
Well, to tell you the truth, the guild business model itself presents a very interesting analytical challenge because, as you know, we are a flash sales site, which means that we start new sales of highly covetable merchandise every day. The sales are limited in time, and the inventory is limited in quantity. So these things like sales starting every day definitely guarantees freshness, but on the other hand, it doesn't guarantee that when you come to the site, there will be something that you're looking for, right? And limited inventory definitely guarantees excitement, but also can be a source of frustration when you come there and you just don't find something. You see something that you really want to buy, but there is just not enough of this type of product for you. So these two things together, they're really unique, and they created this whole flash sale industry several years ago. But there definitely was challenges when you're thinking about customer engagement and growing customer base and thinking about how do you keep customers involved, engaged, loyal, and within the constraints of this model, still providing feeling to them that we get them, we get their needs, we understand them, and we are a place to come to when you're looking for something. Um, so that's in a nutshell, not a small challenge to tackle. Uh, so how did we attack this? Through our mantra really is personalization and relevance through various avenues, starting from what does it make sense to show to you when you come to the site? What do you want to see in your email? How frequently you want to communicate with us? What type of channels you want to use when you communicate with us? Um, Basically, across all of these avenues, we really try to tailor the experience and make sure that when you come to us, you get this feeling that we get here.
With the growth that you guys are seeing, and obviously it's Guild has really taken off. There's obviously been some changes for you guys throughout this process. Um, when did Guild move to more productive modeling and segmentation, and how has that enhanced that business?
Well, we were really doing different levels of segmentation and predictive modeling, at least as long as I've been with Guild. We started with some relatively simple, straightforward value segmentation, just understanding who are our best customers, what type of purchases they're making, how can we make them happier, how can we move people from lower tiers into upper tiers, again, encouraging their engagement with Guild, as well as we started growing more broad services and products to offer to our customers, there came a need for cross promotions, cross selling, because Guild started mostly as a women's fashion apparel and accessory site, and over the years, we moved into men's apparel, kids and home merchandise, local deals. So we were always harnessing this knowledge, customer knowledge that we had from our internal information as well as appended external data to make sure that we know who is the prime target, for example, for the opening of the home side, who is the most likely to shop for her kids, for example, or for her husband. In order to be really smart with these types of programs, we started deploying different types of predictive models a while back. But obviously, over the years, We've been honing and improving these tools, coming up with the new tools. So at this point, we have a quite complex GILT persona segmentation that really looks at our entire customer base across all of the properties that we have to understand what are the specific types of target customers we have and how do we talk to them in the most appropriate way, understanding what are the life stages and what would be their immediate interest versus a long-term goal. We have user level predictive lifetime value model that we developed internally that also allows us to target specific promotions and specific offers in a smarter way to make sure that we move people to the tiers that we want them to move, but also make it in the way that's most profitable for GILT. And we have a whole slew of very exciting personalization tools that, again, have been developed internally that really allow us to put our best foot forward when it comes to specific customer, to his or her taste, and really ensure that every time she comes to site, she sees what she wants to see.
So, what have you learned about that data gathering and the analytics process from this experience?
So I think I would say, top three big learnings would be, first of all, it's never too early to start with analytics. We definitely learned a lot over the years, but we started right away because there are a lot of low-hanging fruits, both in terms of the data that you have available and in terms of the programs that you can deploy right away when you have really just limited information about your customers. The second one, when it comes to data sources and data gathering, it's important to understand both advantages of limitations of different types of data, right? Because usually, especially when you start moving into predictive modeling here, you will find that the most predictive data elements usually have the lowest coverage. If you have millions and millions of customers on your database, the most predictive data elements probably would be available for 5 to 10% of your database. But obviously, you want to optimize your overall strategy for your entire base. So it's important to balance these two things, availability of data and predictive power, to construct the optimal tool with the most impact on the business. And then the third one that I find extremely, extremely important when you do analytics pretty much everywhere, but definitely in the business here, is test, but test smartly. Test all the time and test smartly. Make sure that you design your test in such a way that you can clearly understand what the impacts are, and you can talk to everybody in the organization, and people will understand the true incremental impact of your actions. Because there is nothing more discouraging when you're excited about the results of your test, you share it with people, and then people start asking, is it really because you did it or because we sourced this amazing merchandise, right? And if you didn't construct the test in the appropriate way, you really can't answer this question. There are definitely a lot of factors that interplay when you try to, figure out the right strategy and optimal strategy. But when you design your experiment smartly, you can really move the business forward.
Well, thank you, Tamara, for sharing your wonderful insight with us in our ongoing Thought Leadership and Loyalty series. We hope that you have a great rest of the day today.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Have a great weekend.
Thanks, Tamara.